Hey everybody, welcome back to day 20 of Chay Plays Minecraft Vanilla. The squid. Goodbye everybody. No. I need some food first and foremost. So let's go ahead and harvest up top. That would be a good thing to do. Get some bread. I'd rather use renewable food than the cooked pork chops because I might need them in an emergency later. Now, while I do some... You get out of here. You don't belong there. That's right. You just float there. Keep walking. That's right. Okay, he knows. Now, I wanted to talk today about something that I've observed a lot of. And it makes me kind of sad that this happens. But while I'm gathering stuff today and while I work on getting some sand for the monument, I'm gonna talk about this. And I know this doesn't apply to anybody that watches Chay Plays, because you are all beautiful people. But, yeah, some people are just not very nice. And that makes me sad. And no, you're not required to be a nice person, but if you're not, it doesn't really seem like it helps anybody, you know? So the thing I want to talk about today is how people treat game developers in general. I'm not talking about, like, the soulless mega corporation like EA or something, but, like, game developers that aren't like a million guys that will never read what you say about them. The ones that are like two people who work out of a basement and are trying to follow their dreams here. Creative people who make things, even if it's not something you personally enjoy, I feel like it should be encouraged. People being creative and making things should always be something that's encouraged. Because it costs nothing. And again, this is not directed to you. This is just something I want to talk about, because I know all of you are beautiful people, and you don't do this. Because it costs nothing to be encouraging to someone who is creating. And I myself create things. I've dealt with both positive critique and just hatred for whatever reason before. And it's that I want to address, is the people who are just needlessly harsh on people. Like, I saw a game on Steam that I was looking at, and some of the reviews for it were great. Like, it looks like it's a great game, and people seem to really like it. But then to read the comments on the forums about people just talking about it, like its graphic style makes it a bad game, or something about one of the characters makes it a terrible game, or just how much they hate it even though they have just looked at it and never played it. It helps no one to do that kind of thing. I feel like people who create things should be encouraged. Because if you encourage them, then you are potentially, for free, making the entire world a better place. And that might seem a little strange, but think about that for a moment. If you encourage, for example, an artist to draw something, they create a character, a cartoon character, for example, and you encourage that, well, they keep doing it because encouragement is something that all human beings want. We thrive on encouragement and positive reinforcement and love. And if you encourage that, then someday that cartoon character has a chance to become a famous one, like, say, Mickey Mouse. At some point, somebody encouraged the person who made Mickey Mouse to keep doing what they were doing. And in doing that, it becomes a child's favorite cartoon character that makes them happy. Or it becomes a mascot for something that people really believe in and love. Or it becomes just something funny that makes someone who was sad that day laugh and makes them feel better about being sad. If you encourage somebody to keep creating, then you have the chance to be in part responsible for some wonderful thing that they go on to create. But if you instead discourage them, if you're cruel to them for no real reason, maybe you don't like what they created, but you see that it has merit, for example, there's no need to be harsh to them for that, because if you discourage an artist or a creator of anything, in the end, you get nothing. You get nothing at all. and there will be no thing that was made that maybe made someone feel better or brightened up the world. You just get nothing. And to get nothing is pointless. Why do that? Why have nothing? I'm going to replant some grass here because that would look nice. And that's the thing I don't understand, is the people who are really aggressively hateful to, especially lately, game developers. It's like, I understand a certain frustration with game developers of late, because there's been a lot of games that have done really irritating things, in my opinion. And by all means, be frustrated with those things, but more often than not, the person who made the game has no say in that. All they feel is discouragement from this kind of behavior. So it's just terrible to me, because it's a pointless thing to do that gives nothing to the world and makes it no better of a place than it was the day before for anyone. And that, to me, is the only thing that a person can do that I can dislike them for, is to actively just anti-contribute to the world. It's very sad, and it makes me very, very sad to see that happen. So, if you're ever tempted to just do that kind of thing, think about like what it benefits before you do it, because it can really hurt people. I mean, especially little indie studios and things like that are just trying to make things. So, I mean, it's hard to make games. The particular thing I was seeing was somebody was angry because the graphics were older, like more pixely. But realistically, that would be because, of course, it's being made by like 3 people, and you can't have like hyper-realistic modern graphics in a studio with 3 people that aren't getting paid until they finish the game that they're making. It's just not affordable. That costs a lot of money. So the reason you see a lot of indie development using older style graphics and stuff is just because they have to. I mean, they have no choice. I'm sure everybody would like to have the latest in graphics, unless, for example, it fits a theme or something with the game, which could be a retro design, which would work in that case. But there's a certain degree of understanding that has to be in play when you critique. Because if you just do it for the sake of complaining or being harsh, it doesn't accomplish anything, and it won't make anything any better. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, because that had really been bothering me lately, seeing that a lot from just all over the place. And while I understand that people can be frustrated with game developers, it's taking it out on like other random studios and the like is really inappropriate. It makes it hard for people to create things in that kind of environment. I think, oh no, I have another shovel and I'm not even using it. Well, I'm going to just dig up some more then while we're doing this. It's important to be good to people who create things because, well, that's entertainment. And without entertainment, the world is a bleak and miserable hole. And entertainment is a thing that I feel is, it's weird. And I'm speaking as somebody who's in the entertainment industry effectively here as a Let's Player, because this is what I do, is I entertain people. So it's weird for me to talk about it, because it's not me trying to like talk shop or something. I'm just talking about an observation of it that I make. And I think whether I was in it or not, I would still have made this observation, is that entertainment is not something that people really think about much. It's just something you do. And it's an interesting industry, because I feel like it's a good time to be in the entertainment industry, because the world is kind of a sad place these days. And the sadder the world is, the better the entertainment industry does. Whereas the worse the world is, the worse more industries do. Because more people want entertainment. But really, the thing is, people don't appreciate what constitutes entertainment. Like you get up, you go to work, you do whatever it is you do for a living. And then at the end of the day, you go home, and what do? Well, if your life is an utter hell, and I'm sorry if it is, then you probably seek out some kind of entertainment. It could be music, which is entertainment, or a video game, which is still entertainment, or a movie, television. Just, you go to a funny website on the internet, and it's entertainment. And people don't think about it, that people create those things. The music you listen to, isn't just made of the ether. Somebody composes it. The TV show you watch was made by several people who wrote the script, the actors, the director who is in charge of making sure that the cinematography looks good and flows well to make it even more entertaining than it would be otherwise if it was poorly directed, for example. The games you play, they were made by people. And it's important to appreciate the work that people put into entertainment, I feel, because without it, what do you do at the end of your day when you're done working and you're tired and you feel bad? It's like, I don't know what I would do without entertainment. It would be a really miserable life. So entertainers are important. And they come in a variety of forms. And I believe, not just because I am one, of course, and I know I am one, so it seems a little strange for me to be talking about this, but I think that they should be appreciated. It's important to appreciate the people who make things happier. Let me just go ahead and put these in here. That's about all I really wanted to talk about today. I've got my sandstone, and I think I've got enough to probably... Get out of there! I think I've got enough to probably make something nice here. Why am I doing that so poorly? There. That's... What do I have here? I got 64... I got 100 blocks exactly. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think 100 blocks can make the beginning, rudiments of a place for my patrons, which we will talk about that next time, which will be next week, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.